Hey guys, and welcome back to Working Aussies Homestead. My name is Jordan, and today we're going to go over the month of May budget-wise, see how the month was for us, and then we're going to go ahead and make our June budget together. So let's get started. So I want to preface today discussing something that we mentioned in our community board last week. I wanted to kind of make the first video announcement here, and that is we are having a baby. So a little unexpected, a little not super planned, but we know that all of God's blessings come at the right timing. So here we are. And the good thing is we did have quite a bit saved away already that we were going to make a larger payment on our loan with. But I want to let you guys know, just for really accountability's sake, is that we have put $10,000 away in savings for prep for baby. So that money will go to pay for our midwife because we're interested in doing a home birth. We have already found a midwife in our area, so we're super excited about that. Plus a little bit extra in case we need to buy supplies, whatever else. That way we are prepared. So we do have $10,000 saved away right now. So I do just want to preface this video with that, is we are already set, good to go, have that set aside. So that way we can really continue focusing on paying off our debt right now, or if we choose to just kind of continue socking it away a little bit just in case until after the baby is born. Let's go ahead and get started, dive back into the actual focus of this video. So we're gonna go ahead and open up our app, get it started. It's going to show us the month of May. And let's look it over. So right at the top there, it tells you the biggest aspect of this month, and that is we went over budget by $605.33. Now again, we do have a little bit of cushion to play with, but it was one of those months where we just had extra expense after extra expense, and if we did not have that cushion, we would definitely be in trouble. And we would have had to make some different decisions. So let's go ahead and check everything out though. Josh did not make as much from Starbucks this month. That was because last month he was in Kansas, and so the end of the month of April was not on the payroll for him, and so that's why his check was a little bit less. However, I did bring home extra than what we expected. I had only put in there $1,500. And then we also made a lot more extra from the homestead. So we made over $1,000. We did sell 2 of our goats though. So that did account for a lot of it. And then I also boarded some dogs unexpectedly. So we're gonna go ahead and move down. All of our regular expenses are on there for the housing. Now groceries is something that we did go over. If you remember back last month, we put in $250 for our grocery budget. We did go over a little bit. Sometimes that happens. We did do some celebrating for the baby. That was not in the budget, but that's something that we are definitely going to crack down on next month for certain. Another thing that was over budget, we had, I believe, $350 in the budget for gas. We ended up at $584. So the thing that we are going to do moving forward, especially with gas and how it is right now, it's costing over $50 for both of our vehicles to be filled up, and it used to be $30 to fill up both of them. So the thing that we're going to be doing moving forward is actually increasing our gas budget. The bummer with that is we don't really have anywhere to decrease exactly. You know that we can be pretty creative when it comes to different ways of being frugal and bringing in more income. So we're definitely going to work on that for the month of June. So the next thing is insurance, and then taxes on the Honda that we had to pay. Feed, again, another one that I'm thinking we're just going to have to really increase our feed budget. This was like the bare minimums. We spent over $600 on feed this month, and that was just making sure everybody was fine. Also, I want to put in there, we don't feed our goats grain, and so instead we feed them alfalfa pellets, which is equally as expensive these days. It's about $20 a bag. You know, that's something that we need to really take into consideration, is maybe increasing our feed budget. So we also ended up getting another batch of chicks. Those chicks should be here within the next week or two. So our next batch of meat birds, we're excited. We're going to try to put at least 150 chicks in the freezer, or chickens, sorry, not chicks, but 150 chickens in the freezer before this winter. That way we have a stocked full freezer for when baby comes, and we won't have to worry so much about meat beginning of next year when we have a newborn. Next up is the dog and cat food. That was $194 as expected. Yoga, the gym, Josh's loan, and then I did have another medical bill come in, so we just went ahead and paid that. That was $80.28. That is taken care of. Now we're gonna go ahead and start over into the month of June. We're gonna go up to the top. It's gonna copy everything over after it asks me if I'm ready to create it. And then we're just gonna go from the top down. We're gonna change this up to 1,500. We're gonna do 1,800 on here for me. We're gonna do 1,000 on here for the homestead. And then I'm gonna change the name of this one to event. And we're gonna just put 300 right here. That's the for sure amount we're at least going to get, but we would like to do more. If you guys are local to us, or if you're not particularly local but within the same radius, we are hosting a class called Pasture to Pantry, and this is where we are going to teach the ethical art of butchering chickens, going over the breakdown process of the carcass, cutting the chicken up into the different parts. We're also going to teach how to make a proper chicken stock and bone broth, as well as dehydrating the other parts of the chicken, like the feet and the heads, for use as treats for your dogs and cats, along with the gizzard and the heart and the kidneys, with the final product being a canned jar of ready-to-eat but also shelf-stable chicken noodle soup. So that's why it's called Pasture to Pantry, because we're going to actually be taking the chickens out of the pasture that morning and ending up with a canned, ready-to-eat but shelf-stable jar of soup. So that class is $150 per person. We only have 8 spots left. If that's something you are interested in, go on to eventbrite.com, or they do have an app if you have a smartphone. Go on to Eventbrite, look up Working Aussies Homestead, and you will see that event listed there. That is the only place where you can purchase your ticket, and that will secure your spot. It's going to be an all-day event where we start at 7 o'clock in the morning and it ends around 5 o'clock. Breakfast and lunch will be provided, and then you also get to take home all of the products that you learn how to make. We only opened it to 10 people, and we do have 2 of those spots already filled with 8 spots left. So if you're interested, go to eventbrite.com, look up Working Aussies Homestead. We're gonna go back to our budget here and continue on. So I have the event in there for 300. We're gonna scroll down. The house is still the same. The water did go up a little bit. It's gonna be $51.61. Natural gas is still the same. Our electricity is about the same. It's $153.58. Trash is still the same. Phone is still the same. Storage unit, internet, etc. So for groceries, we're gonna put $250 in here. Gas, we're gonna increase that again to $500. Insurance is still the same. I'm gonna take out Honda taxes. However, both of our vehicles do need an oil change. The nice thing is Josh is a experienced handyman when it comes to that. Actually studied automotive restoration, so he does both of our oil changes, which is nice because that does save us money in the long run. So it's going to be about $60 to just get the oil and the filters, and then he'll change it without problem. So for feed, I'm just going to go ahead and increase this to $500. It's tough. I don't want to do that, but it's really the only way to make sure that we cover that. So $500 is in there. Dog and cat food did go up a little bit. So I have a couple extra items coming. We have some flea and tick collars for the cats. So their current ones have come up. So they last about 8 months, I believe. And so I have some extras coming for that, as well as the preventatives for the dogs, which I used some discounts I had on there, which is nice. So instead of spending close to $250 for the 2-month supply, I am only spending $166.64. So definitely worth it. We're gonna go ahead and take yoga off of here this month. The gym is on there. And then we have Josh's loan, we have my medical bill. And then when Josh went to Kansas in April, he actually got pretty sick. And so he had gone to the doctor out there. And so we just received that medical bill, and that was $276. So that is in here. I want to scroll back up to the top. As far as the month is looking right now, it's looking pretty good. I want to also say on there, we expect $1,000 from the homestead because we have one of our goats available for sale. She is $400. She's one of our 3-month-old doelings. If you are interested in adding a holistically raised doeling to your herd, please reach out either on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, send us an email, however you would like to reach out. And we would love to talk to you more about her. We're looking at $4,600 for income for the month of June, which is awesome. We do have $348.60 left to budget. We're going to leave that in there. That might go back into our savings to make up for the extra that we pulled out for the month of May. But at this point, it is nice to have that little extra cushion. Thank you so much for joining us today and watching our budget video. My name was Jordan with Working Aussies Homestead. If you're not already, go down and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us a comment, and share this with all of your friends and family looking to budget and thinking that you can't, because we're here to tell you you absolutely can. You can do it on a small budget, and you can do as much as your heart desires, within reason, of course. Until next time, we'll see you later.